Hi friends, this is Megan Elizabeth from ByMeganElizabeth.com, founder and creator of the She Makes Club. And today my friend Heidi and I were having a really great time doing crafts all day long, and we decided to do bulk batching of dyeing some Sola Wood flowers. I have a big, huge bin of Sola Wood flowers that are naked or skinless, and I wanted to start dyeing them. So I'm using some red solo cups, and I'm giving them each a little bit of water and 2 to 3 drops in each cup of Sola Wood softener, which is essentially vegetable glycerin, but I like using the Sola Wood brand. And then I also have a variety of colors of both acrylic paint and Sola Wood flower dye. So I am adding an appropriate amount of either paint or dye to each cup. With the acrylic paint, you use a little bit less paint than you use of the SolaWood dye, but both Heidi and I really love the way that the SolaWood dye comes out. It just seems to give a richer color saturation, they almost feel more realistic. So even though we did some colors in the acrylic paint, I really love the colors that we used. So in the Sola Wood flowers, we used ivory, merlot, blue spruce, rose quartz, storm gray, and pineapple. And right now we're just slowly mixing up the water, the softener, and the paint mixtures or the dye mixtures. And then we used a variety of red, green, mango color, and I believe it's caramel cider is the other color. Now I have to double check. I'll add that in. And then what we're doing is we're just taking a variety of the naked flowers, and it's almost like Easter egg dyeing. It's a lot of fun. So we're just dipping in the flowers, and we're doing all kinds of different techniques. Some of them we're just dipping the tips in, and then some of them we're just throwing in and getting a really deep, rich color saturation. And you can really vary how rich the colors go. So you can kind of see we're pulling them out. This is that mango color, which is a lot of fun. It's still pretty bright and orange, so we did tweak things a little bit, but you'll just see as we go through, we're just batch dyeing as many as we can, so that really, I shouldn't say as many as we can, but a good amount of them to fill up so that when we go to create different bouquets and arrangements later, we don't have to wait like the 24 hours for them to dry, which is really convenient when you know you have upcoming projects that you want to be working on, the upcoming holidays. So we really chose colors that we thought would really go with a fall or a holiday type theme and look. And one of the really fun things that we did as we went along doing this project, we just spread out parchment paper and we just let them completely sit and dry on there. And as we're dyeing them, you can see we're either using our fingers or we're using plastic knives as stirrers. But we were also using them to kind of separate out and open up some of the petals. So while they're in that softened state of the moisture of the dye and that Sola Wood softener, you're really creating the perfect shaped flower of wood that will last you forever. I've gotten a lot of questions about why do we use softener, or why is vegetable glycerin recommended versus just using, water and dye or water and paint. You can completely just use water and paint, but that softener, the vegetable glycerin or the Sola Wood softener provided by SolaWood Flowers, is really going to make them last longer. It'll keep it that the paint isn't chipping or the flowers from getting brittle. You'll actually be able to squeeze these flowers once they're dry and they'll go back into shape, versus if we tried to squeeze them once they're painted, they would kind of crumble apart a little bit. So it's really an important piece to this. To be able to do that. And like I said, you can kind of see all the flowers in the back. That back row are all done with Sola Wood flower dye, versus that green and that red and that mango in the front, we used just acrylic craft paint. So you can tell the difference looking at that. So one of the things that we kind of started playing with and messing around with as we went through dyeing all these different flowers and having fun is we started kind of mixing colors and creating different tones of the same color. So we really liked that mango and we really liked that pineapple, but it was almost too spring, bright, and cheery. So we decided to add just a little bit of a deep brown or a black to them to deepen the tone. And you'll see we just started kind of messing with those colors and the play. This one we added some burnt umber to. This is just slate black. And we just kept going, and we really batched out probably close to 200 flowers. We had them lining the island and the counter and everything all around us. You can kind of just see us dyeing, dipping, pulling them out, mixing, doing more, and just really having a good time. And we just played with this for well over an hour. And then we just had to let the flowers dry overnight. And then they were ready to go. And I just put them all inside another basket or bin so that I could start creating different holiday decorations and making beautiful creations that you'll be seeing at my channel. ByMeganElizabeth.com is the blog. So if you want to check out all the different SolaWood creations that I've made, there's links there for shopping and checking out pre-designed centerpiece kits and bouquet kits, and buying just the flowers in bulk and getting the dye and everything that you need to get started, even if you've never done this before. And we decided we would grab some metallic color paints and add a little bit of metallic bronze and metallic gold to some of the colors just to see them shimmer. So we kind of just added that in and watched the magic happen. Now the other thing that once the dye kind of starts getting low, you've already you've done pretty much all you can, but there's still dye left that you don't want to, dump it or waste it or rinse it out. We blend them together. So you'll see I grabbed that blue one and I dipped it then in the yellow to create kind of a second layer of green. And it's really fun. You can kind of layer your colors also. And if you don't dip it all the way in, if you just go in on the tips, it creates that beautiful ombre effect, which is so fun too, especially for flowers. And you see that a lot in nature where, the base of the flower has a totally different tone than the end of the petals. So really have fun. There's really no rules, just mix and match, doing something like a blue and a yellow to create that green tone throughout, or taking a red and a purple and letting that ombre effect work. So you just have so many different options that you're able to do, and that's really what we were having fun doing for well over an hour. We also did a little bit of resin work, and we put SolaWood Flowers inside some resin coasters, so that was fun too. She did take those home, and we didn't do a full video on them, but that's kind of what you see over there on the left-hand side, so I just thought I'd mention that as well. But it's really just a lot of fun. So if you have any questions about this at all, feel free to leave a comment or reach out by ByMeganElizabeth.com, and I am happy to help you. I will leave the link to SolaWood Flowers where you can check out the affiliate link that I have to share with you, because it is just so much fun to be able to customize, personalize, and make beautiful arrangements. If you saw on my channel earlier this year, I did an arrangement for my brother-in-law and his new wife. They joined their families together in marriage after she lost her husband and my brother-in-law lost my sister. And it was just so cool to be able to create something that was very meaningful to them, a color to represent each of the kids, a color to represent them, and a color to represent Aaron and Rachel's husband that had passed away. So you really have so many opportunities to create something very personal and meaningful, and it will last forever, especially if you use that SolaWood. So I hope that you enjoy this. I hope you learned something. You can just see, it's just fun to watch the colors layer up. It's fun to watch. See, I felt like that yellow was just too bright, so we're dipping it into that bronze, and we're not dipping the whole thing in, but it's giving that extra dimension, that extra little oomph, and it's taking away some of that really bright spring tone and making it more of the fall and winter type flower design. So that's what we're having fun with today, guys. I will keep all of these in the basket till I'm ready to use it, and you'll see all the creations that we're making again on the YouTube channel. You can check us out on Facebook and visit ByMeganElizabeth.com. Also would love to invite you into the She Makes Club. The She Makes Club is my community of crafters that are on an amazing journey to use crafting and creativity to process life, to tell their stories, and enjoy the moments. And I would love to invite you in on that as well. I will leave a link in the description, and I hope you have a great day. Enjoy the moments.